Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a cosplay update video for my Sororitas cosplay, my sister battle cosplay for the Order of Undaunted Lady. I have been doing updates to this armor quite a bit, including adding a butt cape. And yes, these things are actually called butt capes. They're also called dusters, waist capes, and high splits. But my favorite name for them is butt cape. So we are going to be putting on the armor and talking about it today. As you can see, I have a good chunk of it on because I was resizing and redoing a bunch of stuff on the cosplay while wearing it, because that's for some reason easier than most of the things that I do. But in order to do this, I have to put on this shirt, that corset, and all of this. And this is going to be tedious. So I was just gonna reappear on camera with the shirt on, but I'm gonna show you all the stuff that goes into this cosplay. So let's take this off. So this is called, once I get it clipped, this is called a gun holster purse. It's an actual purse. I do use this quite a lot, but in the gun holster itself, I have my Inferno pistol. I typically keep this in here, or my camcorder, and all of my other stuff. Also on this, I have the Auspecs, because Auspecky goodness. And I typically keep a rosette marking me as Ordo Hereticus. So I'm going to put this on this table that you barely see. Again, I do apologize about the mess in the background. I have been going through a ton of different things. I have my Tyranid army over here that's slowly being packed up, and we won't really see those on the channel too much anymore. Just because, well, I'm trying to get everything ready for the move to Arizona, which is going to be happening in the next 3 to 6 months, possibly. I don't know yet. Let's go ahead and take this off. Back up, back up. There we go, there's one side off. And here's the other side off. So I showed this off on stream. If you haven't caught that stream, please do. We have the power pack on the back. We have the new shoulder pads. A lot of the stuff was changed to be silver because I feel like the silver pops just a little bit more and just adds a little bit extra to the armor. So we're going to go ahead and just set this down here. Stay. Then we'll take the corset off of the display. Okay. If you've never put on a corset before, they are a colossal pain in the chest. Don't know how else to describe that, but that is where the pain is. And breathing becomes an impossibility. It's kind of nice. It does work your hips quite a bit. So this is the shirt that I made, and it's not the best. It's a Gambison or whatever, but I whipped this together really quickly. It's hidden behind the armor, and I'm probably going to cut the shirt up a little bit more. But I made the sleeves myself, and I'm super proud of them because they're hand stitched. I did glue this on at first with hot glue just to see if I liked it. Then I realized the reason you don't use hot glue on fabric, and that was my mistake. But I did stitch this onto the shirt itself, hand stitch. So we're going to toss this over here. Oh wait, I have to put that on. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Boom, got the shirt on. So I think it looks nice. It actually goes really well, and the color is just a bit off, which I hate. But you don't actually see this part of it. So it connects all the way to the cape and everything. And this is what sisters typically, actually it's more of a robe than anything. But this is what Sisters Battle typically wear under their armor. It's mesh lined, so it actually offers a lot of protection. It's equivalent to wearing flak clothing or a flak vest, like the Imperial Guard do, but underneath the armor itself. So next up, we got to do the extremely difficult task of putting this on. Now, I tend to have a pickle when it comes to putting these on, because I kind of Well, this will be fun. Let's do this. You'll see why I have a problem with this in just a second. So the biggest thing is I have to make sure to keep the shirt nice and straight, as well as tucked underneath the corset itself. So I'm going to go straight from the... Yeah. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to pop this one off. Whew. Breathing becomes really hard, but you get used to it. Now the reason this is so hard for me, I have things that are blocking my line of sight to see the second piece. You can take a wild guess what those are. First part came undone. Yeah, there we go. Okay, just pull this to the side. And like I said, breathing becomes extremely tough in this thing. So, this is the under armor, essentially. Everything is where it should be. My hair is actually going to stay tucked into the shirt. That way I still have my hair, but it doesn't drape around my armor. So, that's me trying to take a deep breath. You do become short of breath when you do wear these if they're too tight. Mine is a little bit tight and I want to make it a little tighter because I do need to lose just a little bit more weight. I'm trying to look to lose about 5 more pounds before the event. So now we do the easier parts. We toss this on. So, actually no, not yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. I gotta do this in the right order because there is a certain order to doing this. Next up is the belt. So one of my favorite things about Sisters of Battle is just how gothic they are. So goth accessories go really, really well with a sororitas outfit. So let's flip that around, put that there. Go like this. We have this sitting on the side. Then I have my 2 grenades, which I tend to tuck next to, once I can find it. This is so difficult to do. Okay. Okay, give me a second, give me a second. So, there we go. I have my grenades attached. Now, there is actually supposed to be something that holds the grenade, but I technically just use the mechanism to hold it in place, which don't do in real life. Obviously, if you also have a grenade in real life, why are you watching a Warhammer? Actually, you're probably an ex-veteran. That's why you're watching Warhammer. Okay. Boop. Get this around my neck. Now, the only part I can't do on my own, unfortunately, and I do need help to do, is getting this to attach to its back pieces. And the reason I can't do that is because I can't physically reach it now. When you wear these types of armor, they do restrict your movement quite a bit. So I do advise that you have a handler at all times when dealing with something like this. But overall, it comes down to just putting on the actual armor, putting it under the sleeve. Now, I will have black gloves and everything to go along with this, and black sleeves to go along this to create the underlining armor that's even under the flak vest, because this is a battle wear 3 layers of armor. So now it comes down to weapon choice. I have my bolt pistol, my eviscerator, which I love. I made this while I was grabbing some drinks. And then I have the pride and joy, the thing that most people want to see me with, which is my bolter. This is a combi melt-a-gun, and one of my favorite things about this armor is how the bolter is designed. Makes a lot of sense when you actually have to aim it, because you can put it right to the grill of the Sororitas armor, and it fits there fairly well, and actually is pretty stationary. So I used to think that the bolter was a horrible design for a gun, up until I started aiming with it and wearing armor. Now granted, this doesn't work for unaugmented people who are not in power armor. So an Imperial Guardsman that doesn't have power armor, firing a bolter, not really that good because he won't be as accurate with it. But a Sister of Battle, for instance, can actually get that accuracy and level the bolter fairly well. But yeah, so that is the full armor itself. It is pretty nice in my opinion. It works for the purpose and everything. I removed the cape that was originally there, so that's no longer there. And for the most part, the back does look a little exposed without the cape. I might add it back, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think the front's the most important part of this armor. So with that, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you stayed this long, please check out my Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to help support the channel. It actually bought the cloth to this armor, and I spent about $70 to restore this armor. So yeah, maintaining armor is expensive. With that all said, I want to thank everybody for watching and everybody for staying this long. The Emperor protects. Ave Deus Imperator. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.